See if this works. Nope, doesn't. What's going on, everybody? No one's here yet, but that's okay. Just gonna run some trains because I have that option now, which is great. I finished my first full loop of the layout a couple of days ago. I tried to do a live, but when you do things in the middle of the day in my house, it's noisy and you get no privacy. So for those of you who did get to watch or were watching and then I like abruptly stopped, it's because, you know, I just can't be bothered when, you know, I'm being called or summoned every like 5 seconds, and then my kids were here as well, so you know, they're a handful. 2 boys, right? So they're quite the handful. But anyways, so I wanted to just start off by just giving you the scan of the layout. I know it's not much, doesn't look like much. Basically what you've already seen is up to about here before, if you've been following along on the videos. And you've seen all the way down here. Just gonna go around this pole. You've seen back here somewhat. So you got the I have to expand this way, so that's gonna be cool once I can go this way, so I'm not just doing a circle, right? And this is my whole yard. I'm still prepping everything for the actual main yard, and I've been working from, I guess, where it's dark brown this way mostly, but I'm starting to slowly move this way as well. I've got this cork down here, so I'll be able to have my trains come in on this side, and as soon as I get more switches I can have them exit out that side, so that's fun. So I'm gonna go this way for a minute. I'm also starting to work on the backdrop as well for along here. I'm gonna redo how I was initially doing the backdrop. I'll get into more of that later. But you can see my swing gate here. It's still in place. I haven't chopped anything yet. I'm still working on it. But I've been making it look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Of course, it'll look better once there's plaster cloth over that as well. But for now, it's just a duck under. And of course, you guys have seen me progress on this this module here. And I've been doing a lot of the filling in and getting the fascia on as well in some areas. So I've got it right up to here and right down to there. So that's fun. Getting the bridge in place here, as you can see. I'll kind of stand back so you can see the whole thing there. So that's 5 feet long, right from there all the way to the corner there. And I just got my bridges in last week here. So I had to build those 2 and those 2, and then that one was pre-built. I bought that from a friend. Then those are solid, those are heavy. Wow, Walthers, you make some heavy piers. And these abutments here, they're from the new pier line, or not pier line, I guess for their station platforms and stuff for the downtown areas. Fully customizable depending on which bridge is going up against it, so you definitely have extra parts, which is great. So you can fully customize it and whatnot to fit your railroad. For the tracks on top here, like that's not down yet. I just had it there because, well, it looks cool when there's 2 tracks there, but none of that's down. This is the second track. So we're going along here. Hey, Container Man, what's going on, man? I know it's like really late at night. Just got home from work, so not ready for bed yet. Just want to run some trains, which I'm going to do that in a minute. And yeah, some areas it's very tricky doing these elevations, like the whole cookie cutter thing. And it's, I mean, sometimes they don't always line up, so I've had to use some of this plastic here, and I slide it like just under the track, and it raised it up just enough so that it's a smoother transition. I've got one glued in place right there. You can kind of see it under it. It doesn't really disrupt anything. It works, so I don't really have any complaints. And obviously going this way as well, working on a new fascia for this side here as well. I've got that one done. I'm gonna have to paint that eventually. Shims, yes, that's the word. Shims. I mean, it's a plastic shim, but I usually use the wood ones when I'm coming off of the main. But I've been trying a few different things this time around, just to see what works. You know, for me, there's nothing that works better than another thing, but I like to experiment and try different things. So if I have that option, I'll definitely take it. And just to show you here. Now this will eventually be cut down. It's not going to be that high, but I'm going to cut it down like that, and it's going to go up as a mountain. And this entire section in here that the train is going to go through. So you can see the track right here, it goes up and around. And then basically that's going to be all covered over, and it's going to go up, and then there's going to be like forest on top, right? Just it's a hill, and then with a tunnel. I still have to get some portals though. Oh, my cat, run. Okay, so this is the moment. This is the moment you've been waiting for. What's going on, guys? Okay. So, I mean, it's not perfect by any means, okay? But it works for me. It's what I have done so far. I mean, none of it's really wired. I'll show you how I have it wired. So I've got my two cables, right? Power cables. And I've got two feeders here, right? Like I do my feeders here and on that side. And then here and then on that side. And I drop the feeders at both ends of the module. So down there, there's only one set drop because it ends in one track. But every time a module ends, I drop feeders. And then eventually I'll connect them all with a bus line and whatnot, as per, you know, the usual to what people would do. But right now I've just got alligator clips. The main track is soldered all the way around. So even though I'm putting the power in through here, it'll run the track or the train all the way around, and there's no power drops or anything. Going over switches is kind of iffy, but I mean, I'll use a sound locomotive so that you'll be able to hear that. Okay, we'll just we'll go Bowser because I love Bowser. Bowser is one of my favorite loco brands. It's my SD40-2. Nice. Okay. So let's light her up. Okay. And now this first one here is a bit of an uphill climb, but most of my grades are at the 2%. So you might notice it, you might not notice it. I know it's there, so And most of my curves, major ones on the main line anyway, are all super elevated. Again, if you're looking at the track like straight on, you probably can't tell, but if you can see these cars going around here, they do have a little bit of a lean to them. Watch the caboose. Yeah, there's a little bit of a curve to it. I mean, that one there is not that big of a curve, but it's still decent. The one over here, this curve here, this one's huge, right? So yeah, of course it's gonna have a bigger super elevation to it. Let's check out this bridge. Actually, Sorry for my shaky hand, by the way. I'm free holding. So it's gonna go all the way down. And we're gonna go back over here for a minute. Again, sorry for all the movement. Just trying to get most of this. And I don't have a wireless controller at the moment. So all right, so I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. And let's see. So while that's going around, I'm gonna talk a little bit about my future plans as far as expansion, because now that I have a full loop, I mean, I can run trains as I wish, you know, like here and there, and obviously, because that's why we do this, right? There's a lot more to be done in just this area, but especially the yard. Like, believe me, this is going to be like the largest project. This thing is, what is it? It's almost 16 feet long. Like, if I stand here and go like this, it's about 16 feet long. Right? Yeah, the Rapido wide vision caboose, like the wide vision is my favorite, but those lights that are on it, it even lights up on the inside too. Kind of hard to see because it's like a yellowish green light. We'll see it as it comes around here, but it's really hard to see the inside light. So this is where it would be exiting the tunnel. The cool thing about the classification lights on this, basically you can turn them off. I don't know why both sides are on, but yeah, you can't even really tell that the inside light is on. It is, but that's neat. Okay, we're gonna try something here. No sound, but still good. And yes, I'm aware it's a GO Transit locomotive pulling via rail cars. I know. What can you do though? So I only have one main here, so trying to make do, trying to make this work the best I can. Guess we're just gonna back this up before the GO Transit comes around. Oh, boo. Okay. Okay. I'll fix that. Okay, 1, 7. Now, even though I'm doing the switches by hand right now, all the ones that are on the main and all the ones that are not within arm reaching distance, and there's going to be quite a few, basically they're going to all have tortoise switch machines. And then anywhere there's a yard, like an industry, or somewhere where I can do some switching, I'm going to try to keep it to ground throws, just to add a bit more interaction without taking away from it as well. Still wanted to be a bit of hands-on work instead of a toggle switch for everything. Although I could do it, but I mean, let's face it, this thing is going to have like over $1,000 worth of switches, so adding over $1,000 worth of tortoise switch machines, it's just not in my budget. So I don't mind going half and half here with the whole switch machine and half, ground throw. Okay, so back to that. So now when I last left that, okay, that works, but I lost my cars. Ugh. It's because I was screwing around and I don't think I put them on the track all that well, because I can run this thing around here no problem and not have any problems. So, and I don't have one of those re-railers yet, so I did have one, but I don't anymore. So I just gotta go over here and get the straggler. There we go. What? All this over-under thing is keeping me limber, but man, am I tired. What a day. By the way, I hope I'm really not boring anybody. I know that 6 people are watching, and that's awesome. Love the support. But I hope I'm not boring. Okay, here we go. I hope to get some actual Go Transit coaches soon. That'd be nice. And I wanted to get some Via Rail cars because those new F40s are coming out soon, the ones that are wrapped. And I've got one on pre-order, so... Hey Nolan, what's up? Oh, thanks Container Man. Hey, whatever works. How's it going? Alright. Let's hope this time when it goes around, it does not... work, family, trains, the huge. Now, I love this locomotive. It literally only cost me $80, and it's an Atlas Silverline. Yeah, it's DC, but when I do the add the sound and the DCC to it, I mean it's gonna look awesome. And because of the fact that it's actually got classification lights, I'll kind of show you here if we can catch it when it goes by. It's actually on the rear. See, now that time it goes around. But if you take a look at the butt, to the classification lights, I mean, I'm going to make sure that this thing is done up real nice once I add the DCC and sound to it. So we're just going to chase it here, going around the super elevated curve. And I mean, for anybody who cares, the inside here, the inside curve, that's about 30, I want to say 34 inch radius, and this is 36. Or is it? No, that's 34 and that's 32. I could be wrong. Whatever. I don't keep track of these things. Well, I mean, once I do it, I don't bother. I try to make my curves as big as possible because you know what? I'm not going to compromise certain things like running six axle locomotives. I don't want there to be any issues. Here we go. They do look big, yeah, absolutely. Definitely a lot bigger than what I'm quoting you at, but I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm close to what the information I'm giving you. It's always a struggle, right? I go through the same thing. I will say, okay, I have this much to work with. Do I get supplies, as in switches, or, you know, everyone's always like, well, I've got this locomotive for sale. So it's tough. It really is. That's probably why my layout is like not completely done, so it seems. It's because I've been buying up locomotives, trying to get back as much as I can as far as what I used to have. I still have quite a bit to go. So while this is going around, I'm just going to slow it down a little bit. But do you guys want a sneak peek as to what my future plan is for the layout? Because I'm going to show you right now. This is I'm going to call this an exclusive. It's only me showing you a cardboard drawing, but it's as close to it as of an exclusive as I can offer. So, oh. Wow. How big is the layout? Okay, well, if we look at it from a measurement perspective, this module here, that's 3 feet by 3 feet squared. So we're gonna add 3 plus this 1 by 5 here. So 3, 5, that's 8 feet, plus another 3 by 3, so that's 11. And then I've got a 4-footer on the end here. So it's a total of 15 feet long from where this is, all the way down to that wall there. Now, in regards to the length, because it will be right down to that wall down there, I believe it's about 16 feet, I want to say. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, yeah. It may be a little bit over 16 feet, but so to answer your question, 15 feet by 16 feet, and it's going to be squared eventually. So you see this here, this is going to come, and it's going to, there's a bridge here. It's not there yet, but we're going to imagine there's a bridge. And it's going to stay up at this height, right? Because this is going to cross over all these tracks here. And then there's going to be another doorway right here. And then on the other side of the doorway is going to be 3 by 3 modules. So just like that corner one, just like that corner one there, you can see where the legs are. 3 by 3 is going all the way down this way. Down right to here. And then when we're going to come back, after the 3 by 3, that's right here, there's going to be a 1 foot by 5 foot module that comes out from this wall here. And I'm going to have an angle bridge type elevation, not elevation, but bridge thingy. It goes across to it here, and then it's going to continue across. And then I'll have a lift out from here right to the edge there. So if you want to see what that's going to look like, that's basically it. So where I'm standing right now is right here, facing this way, right? So train's going right along here right now, and then it's eventually going to go down this way and then come up through here. You can kind of see the The CBC, the hardest one of all of them to paint. I know Rapido's gonna kill it, so that's why I went with that one. It's the hardest one to do out of all of them. So I'm pretty stoked for all of that. Not yet. I mean, my focus is more on the HO right now. I'm only allowed to do as much as my funds will let me do. I wish I could go into panoramic view. Oh well. I feel like it's a mess. My inventory, as far as it goes, is like literally this. I've got, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 locomotives, and yeah, I don't know, 3 of them are DC, and 2 of them are DCC sound. 1 is just DCC. So I've got a lot more to... I did sell my Dash 8. I don't have it. There is a few other locomotives that I do want to get in regards to CN, but I'm waiting on those. That's true, that's true. I mean, I'd like to think that the whole theory about Einstein was correct, because the guy was apparently a slob, but he was a genius, so not to say I'm a genius, but I don't know. I like doing this. It's fun. Oh, and back to the topic of the bridge. It's going to be a road going underneath, and then it's going to go down into water, so it's going to be water. And I'm thinking, this is just a thought, you can let me know what you think, rock wall right along here, so it's like they went into the rock, and then they put the abutment behind the rock. Any Tier 4 Gevo, amazing. I've heard nothing but good things. I really like this bridge. I didn't want to bore you guys with stories about bridges, but here we are. But yeah, what else can I show you? Okay. Well, let's see if we can catch the train going by here. So you can kind of tell that there's an elevation. It's just, it's not all in your face with the curve, you know? So... and it really complements these longer cars. It really helps get around these corners. Although, I mean, they're not very tight anyways. But it just looks cooler. So let's see. Well, it's like, I don't know, maybe you can see into the future. Or hear into the future. But yeah, so, I mean, I'm having a blast doing this. It's really fun. I gotta improve the lighting. I've got a light right up here, but then I need the extension cable, but the extension cable is powering the train, so I still have so much more to go. Like, I have to drop more feeders, I have to drop more track, tons of switches. This is truly the hobby that you're never really done. You just keep going. You just keep going, and you don't look back, and you just keep doing your thing, you know? And, you know, you should never be in a rush. You should just, you know, take your time. I mean, it is fun, right? So why would you want that to end? See if I can do like an overview of the whole thing. I'm gonna take this down so you can see. So it's going to be twice this size basically, because it's going to go right down that way. Thanks, Nolan. Yeah, I try. Even in the midst of it, you can see here up on the shelf. Do you see that little shelf I made up there? It's absolutely nothing special whatsoever, but one piece that I kept from, this is probably the oldest locomotive I have. It's older than me, and I'm 33, if that tells you anything. It's an old GP 40-2. This was the first custom paint job that I ever did, and obviously it's like a really old school Go Transit. This was like the first paint scheme that Go Transit did when they moved from the old, I think they were F7s, down to the GP 40, and then they did it in the black and white with the giant green Go. And then once they got their colors going, they repainted them again. So, I mean, yeah, it's tough when you have a small space, but I think I don't know if you guys follow Mark, who's M&M Rails. Go subscribe to M&M Rails, because he's doing a layout right now in a small space. Like, you cannot swing a cat in that room, but he's pulling it off really, really nicely. So, I can't do a small layout. I try to, as the name, you know, will be, go big or go home. You know, I try to overexert myself with the biggest, most elaborate thing possible. Yeah, that's me for you. So, why not? But yeah, go check out M&M Rails, and he's doing a really good job on his layout. So, somebody asked me there if I'm in the GTA. No, I grew up in the GTA, Brampton, Mississauga area. That's my home, but I do live in Ottawa. Well, just outside of Ottawa, anyways. And a lot of people say, well, you know, what is the part of, you know, model railroading that, you know, you like, or why specifically Go Transit, or why Ontario Northland, you know? And it's one of those things where, you know, I may be living my life out here, and you know, I don't regret moving out here or anything like that, because I've got, you know, my family and whatnot. But there's always a part of me that says, you know, Toronto is my home, you know. And no matter where I live, I'll always have, you know, my Go Transit and my Via Rail. Because that, to me, that's home, you know. Especially with the CN as well. I mean, I still go out to Burlington and whatnot just to, you know, see the trains, and I'll go rail fanning sometimes with some of the other guys on here. So, it's real neat. Sorry if that was totally cheesy or anything. But yeah, as far as like stuff to show you, really, can I kill that? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, because I made that go around enough. The proof's in the pudding. Here we go. The train's going around, or it was going around. This is my DCC non-sound. I just got that one not too long ago. It's weathered up and everything. Really nice. It's lightly weathered. I'm starting to let go of that whole thing where it needs to be, you know, factory fresh. Oh, the Kingston sub. I hear they have a lot of derailments out there in the like the Kingston sub. It might just be me. I don't know. I hear things. I don't know per se, but apparently that whole track line needs to be replaced. But when we're looking here, so I have the main circle, right? As you guys saw, train goes around. You can also, there'll be an option to go straight through here. You'll see there's a couple of mains there. So you've got the smaller circle, but then you're going to be able to do a bigger circle, and you come through here, and then it goes out this way, and then back through. Or you're going to have an even bigger circle when you come this way, go out here, cross the bridge, and I'm deciding to put my paper mill right here because they're really big buildings, and I'm going to make a big backdrop scene, so that'll go there because I do want to do like a somewhat of a transit terminal here. I don't know, ideas, right? Farm theme is cool. Depending on the road name that you choose, right? Like Ontario Northland for me, they do have their passenger service, which is great because I do enjoy passenger cars. But then they have obviously, you know, lumber, and they do have a lot of the the gondolas and whatnot, box cars. So, you know, it's right up there with what I particularly like to run. I did have an ethanol plant like a long time ago, which I was a big fan of. I just don't think I'll be able to fit it on this layout, but I do want to still continue with the paper. I do want to do a scrap yard as well. And then a few other things, right? Like if I'm doing a paper mill, I kind of want to do a lumber mill as well, because yes, there is a difference. Learned that the hard way. And then obviously train station, and then on top of that you've got a full service yard that you know, it's a maintenance facility, paint shop. Wow. Yeah, just there's a bunch of activity that's going to go on. Like I could do just a session where we're just using this, switching cars, and moving locomotives. If I get another one of these caboose, if I can ever find another one, I mean one's hard enough to find, but if I can find another one, I can set up a nice mow train. And I have a few plans in regards to different types of trains that I would like to run. And that's not even including the passenger service, because yeah, I want to do the VIA. I want to have at least 2 different VIA trains, maybe 3, and then I want to have like 5 different Go Transit sets that I can run as well. So it'll be fun. And as far as locomotives and whatnot, I'm sticking to all diesel. Sorry to the Steam guys. Steams are great, I love them, but it doesn't fit my era at all. And it'd be weird. And I'm very meticulous. I'm going to say meticulous when it comes to the stuff that I run. Obviously, because you've always only ever seen me run Go Transit, Via Rail, and Ontario Northland. But I'm hoping to expand. Once I have the things that I need or want in the current road names, then I'd be more obliged to, you know, get some CP Rail or CN. I know a lot of guys have told me, oh, get CP, get CP. I don't mind. I really don't. I'm not against it at all. So, and they're all, like, when I look at prototype photos of the North Bay yard and whatnot, you see CN locomotives parked there all the time. They go there for paint, they go to drop off whatever. There's also CP as well that goes through there. So again, I'm not breaking any barriers by, you know, having other road names. I like focusing on certain ones first, and then beyond that, you know, sky's the limit, really. I don't mind. I would love to do BC Rail. Like, I've seen some really nice BC Rail layouts, and they blow my mind. They're really good. And the locomotives, just the locomotives themselves, they look sweet. The red, blue, and white with the silver trucks to them. You know which ones I'm talking about. Those ones are amazing. But again, you know, it's just what works, what do I need? And then obviously there's a cost to everything, right? Not yet. I don't have any of the dome cars yet. These 3 cars, literally, I can tell you the story. I mean, like, I'm not here to badmouth anybody, so I won't mention any names. But when you buy stuff online, or like I buy stuff from the online groups on Facebook and whatnot, a character had a picture of a whole bunch of cars, and I asked him if I could get 3 coach cars, and he said, yeah, sure. So we came to an agreement on the price. I sent him the money, and he sent me not coach cars. Obviously this one's a end observation. This one's a sleeper, and this one is actually a diner. You can see all the dining tables in there. So I was pretty cheesed. I'm gonna say cheesed because this is a family channel. Yeah, I was cheesed. So yeah. Oh, thanks ATSF. Venta Spur. Oh no, it faded away. Sorry, me reading fast this time of night. I don't know where some of you guys are. Some of you guys I know where you are because you mentioned, but I'm in Canada right now, and it's I think it's like 1 in the morning. So that's why I seem loopy, because I just got home from work, chilling with the cat, and talking railroading with you guys, and running a couple of trains. So I don't do this often. I'd love to do it more. So we'll see. I think this is like the most I've had watching at one single time, so that's neat. Oh. And away we go. And how's Tom tonight? It would be really cool. Just getting started. I agree. I mean, you know, responsibilities and whatnot before fun, I guess. All right, Nolan, thanks for coming out, man. I'm hoping to do this again soon. I'd love to do a live Q&A, possibly at the end of the month. I'm trying to shoot for the 30th. That's a Tuesday night. So, you know, maybe you guys can make it out for that. I'll do a video update of the layout before then, and when I post it, it'll give a time as to when I'll do the live. And I'd love to just like hang out with you guys if you guys have any questions about the railroad. You know, if you whatever, I don't care, whatever, you can ask me whatever. I'm pretty open. I'm an open book. So it's just it's nice to share a hobby with other people. You know, we all have the same interests, right? So, and hopefully I can get some plaster cloth and make it not look like cardboard hills. That would also be pretty cool. But you know, funds, right? So yeah, we'll try to shoot for the 30th, which is a Tuesday night, day before Halloween, Devil's Night. get into some trouble. Hopefully that sounds like fun. In my ripe age of 33, getting into trouble. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, hopefully I can get some more stuff too. I don't know. I know I'm coming out to Toronto next month, near the beginning of the month. I know that there's a couple of shops out there that I do want to go and see if I can buy some stuff. Maybe finally get those Go coaches for my Go train, so that it's not so lonely and awkward pulling via rail cars. So yeah, TP the neighbor's house. Believe me, I'd love to. I bought a brand new car, like, I think this happened like 2 months ago, but 4 months before that I bought a brand new car, and I had it parked out on the road because we have a small driveway, and you know, instead of shuffling cars around, I was just parked out on the road, and someone backed into my car. Brand new car. I was like, no. Yeah, I'm supposed to break it in and put a first scratch on it. Why is why are the neighbors doing that? I don't know. I was cheesed, but yeah, it's life, right? Can't sweat all these things that, you know, happen, because you can't avoid them either. So, but I was cheesed. I've almost forgotten what it was like to run trains. It's been quite some time since I've been able to just let one go like this and, you know, just watch and enjoy, and, right? I mean, like, it's like painting a picture, but you never really finish the picture. It just sits there. You want to hang it. You want to be able to enjoy it. You want it to be a compliment to the room, not a half-done picture, you know? So you stare at the picture and you stare at it, and you never really do anything with it. But eventually one day, you know, you pick up that brush and you get back to work on it. And eventually it becomes a piece of furniture. Yes, a picture can be furniture. They're in furniture stores. You can buy art. So I'm not totally wrong, but... or maybe it's just late. I don't know. I like that swivel. Do you guys like that swivel there? See how it goes out and then goes in and then it goes around? I don't know. I thought it would be neat to not have my tracks straight so much. Because even the tracks that go down this way, they start here, right? But they go this way. And then as soon as you hit that second module, they start going back this way. I'll show you. You can kind of see it. If I go like this, see how it bends back? So they're never really going, like the locomotive's never going straight, except for like obviously straight across that bridge back there. But I wanted to, you know, make it as realistic as possible and not put it flush with the edge. Whoop, too close. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I just kind of do it. So I'm really looking forward to the tracks coming across and over this. That'll be fun too. If people can be for furniture. Somebody's been watching Rick and Morty. I hope that's a reference that people get. I'm not the only one who watches Rick and Morty. Alright, so we just hit 50 minutes here. It's really late. I think we're good. I think we've talked about a lot, covered a bunch of things, got to see the train go around a bunch of times. had a derailment, you know. It's true. It is relaxing. It's, you know, it's, you shouldn't frustrate yourself with things, you know, like this is supposed to be a fun hobby. I mean, you know how many times I've like burned my finger and whatnot with the soldering iron and even the hot glue gun. I hate the hot glue gun now because I burned myself so much with it. But I'm not going to let it get me down because, I mean, I'm just having fun, right? So this is what this hobby is about. This is literally this is the best hobby. Because, I mean, you could slave away at it, you know, and never be tired of it, you know? Don't laugh at my pain, Chad. Makes you a bad person. No, in my books, that's hilarious. Uh-oh. Better go catch it. But yeah, like I was saying before, I'm going to see if I can set up a, you know, a question thingy, like a chat, right? And guys can like hang out if you feel like asking questions and whatnot. I'll do my best to answer to the best of my ability, and it'll probably be for the 30th of October. So make sure you remember those questions and or think up some good ones. Something that you know, something I haven't answered already. I try to cover as much as I can, but I really appreciate you guys coming out, hanging out. I know it's like late. Some of you guys it's early, so that's neat too. Kind of in the middle here, right, where it's like people are going to bed while people are waking up. So whether it's the, you know, the first thing you do today is hang out, or the last thing you do, it's cool too. So, but again, I can't say it enough. Thank you guys. We're gonna cut this thing off as soon as the train comes around one last time, okay? So I want you guys to all have a good night, good day. Can you show us the which one? Oh, the bird. The bird. It's got that on the exact same day that I proposed to my wife, and she didn't even know that I was doing that. And then she got words that say, "I carry your heart," and she got that tattooed on her. So they kind of go together. I know, it's cute and stuff, whatever. I'm hoping, I haven't really mentioned anything yet, and I know the train's still going, and I haven't cut it off yet, but you're still listening, so I'll keep talking. I want to get a train tattoo. I've got a whole bunch of tattoos, but I don't have a train tattoo. So, I think for that kind of commitment though, I want to wait until I have 1,000 subscribers, because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. So, I think, to me, you know, there's like YouTubers out there and whatnot that they have like 100,000 subscribers. This is model railroading though. Let's be honest. I don't know how many model railroaders there are out there, but it's I don't expect to ever get to 100,000 subscribers. Even 1,000, even when I had 5 subscribers. And I still remember my first subscriber ever literally was Vinny. And I know you guys know Vinny. Everybody knows Vinny. So he was my very first subscriber. So that's awesome. But anyways, I'm going to wait till I have 1,000 subscribers and I'm going to get a train tattoo. Millions. Yeah, right. I wish a million people watched YouTube and subscribed to people. Well, I'm pretty sure that's possible, but did you guys know that YouTube went out earlier? The whole world freaked out. The whole world stood still for 2.5 hours while YouTube was down. It was funny. Anyways, you guys have a great night, and I will catch you next time around, and stay tuned for more. Bye. But I have a train to catch, so have a good night or day, either one.